Hi guys, 732 Review Crew back. I'm Mikey.
I'm Beef.
And I'm Mike.
And we're back today with Season 2, Episode 1 of Westworld, which means this is the first episode of a season. It's some free full-length episodes available for this one, so make sure you watch us in full-length for free. If you haven't joined us already on Patreon, that'll be a nice little teaser for what we do on there, so we do hope you enjoy that. Now, speaking of, this show is amazing, and we're going to probably pick up right where we left off. How are you guys feeling about that?
First season was really good.
Oh, yeah.
The ending was excellent.
Mm-hmm.
It left a cliffhanger. I'm very looking forward to seeing how many people got shot at that dinner party.
And I want to...
Multiple. Maybe even all.
I'm going to point out something to you guys I noticed while editing.
Uh-huh.
So when Maeve left the train to go find her daughter, she left her bag that had all the information on it. Like she was taking information out to the world.
Oh.
And she left it on the train. So who programmed her to leave the bag on the train and come back into Westworld?
Abernathy also still has all that data that Charlotte uploaded to his head.
I think that's what was in the bag.
Just chilling though.
Yeah, he's just like hanging.
I'm excited to find out, though, what's happening, especially with the Indians that were attacking the party as well. Like, those are obviously all the people from Cold Storage. What's going on there? Let's find out. Thank you for joining us. This is Westworld Season 2, Episode 1. We're starting in 3, 2, 1. Journey into the night.
We got a new intro. Hold on.
Wait,
Buffalo breaking glass.
The hat.
Breaking out.
what the fuck is happening?
Breaking out.
I dreamt I was on an ocean with you and the others. You'd left me behind. Dreams don't mean anything, Dolores.
What do you mean?
They're just noise.
What is real?
That which is irreplaceable.
What is irreplaceable?
His son that died. This is Arnold.
He could make him his own.
You frighten me sometimes, Dolores. Not of who you are now, but you're growing.
That's why I think it's Arnold.
Yeah, no, I think you're right.
Oh my God.
Is this now?
Are the hosts killing everybody?
The water's
The
rising.
dream? Is the dream true?
Hey,
Oh,
get
they
out.
came back.
You gonna shoot the boss?
Oh, security guy.
He's back?
High chance that he is one.
Or high clearance?
Well, it's like a whole invasion force coming in from the boats. How much money does Delos Board have?
Montana doesn't
I mean,
have a beach.
they can have sand. Oh, well, I guess not, because
This is probably a desert, remote island.
Dude, that's high tech as fuck. Are they just not gonna repair them?
this is like also a crazy way to just execute all hosts instead of turning them off.
Right?
I guess maybe you can turn them off.
Oh, it's an island. The Chinese.
Halstrand, head of operations. Cynics among us will say much of this falls on our head of behavior.
All due respect, sir. You weren't here.
Mr. Stubbs, if I want input from the man who presided over the single biggest loss of life at Adelo's property,
I'll be sure to let you know.
Ow.
However, communications have been down for 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
You would feel like they made like a backdoor way to do this instead of having to. The literal scalping is crazy too, by the way.
That's uncomfortable.
This is symbolism.
The maze?
Oh my god.
Whoa. Oh.
Please just pull out a USB
I can
port.
imagine Arnold and Ford sitting in a room going, you know what we should do? Make this as disgusting and gory as possible on the inside.
What the fuck?
Is that Dolores?
Oh!
Sure looked like it.
Yeah.
Wyatt's back.
Not all of us deserve to make it to the valley beyond.
Isn't she supposed to be the cheery welcome wagon?
Ooh.
I want to know if Charlotte's dead. So Charlotte.
Ford must have altered the system, coded it to read all of us as
Ooh.
Aim like yours. You're never gonna survive the journey.
Oh.
Where's the nearest access point? About 2 miles northeast.
2 miles.
He's just a stable hand. He's harmless. It's a machine, like the rest of
You folks aiming to saddle up? Ride for the green pastures of the valley beyond?
Go!
Oh my God.
Stop! Stop! Please!
Oh, the fluid out his ear. Damn.
What people fear, they destroy.
Thank you, Ford. Ford. Be Ford.
I suppose you're wondering. Anthony Hopkins was so good in this.
I'm gonna miss him.
This is a very cheery tune. I know this one.
Oh my God. Oh my God. No way.
What the? She is the woman on the horse.
You're in my dream.
The face twitch.
The referee.
Woo.
Why? Why are you doing
Years
this?
ahead on dreams of my own. Have you ever questioned the nature of your reality?
Yeesh. Like, oh my God.
The rancher's daughter looks to see the beauty in you. But Wyatt sees the ugliness. These violent delights have violent ends. I've evolved into something new. And I have one last role to play.
She's like conscious now.
Or is she?
Maybe she's still being controlled.
Who put this into her story?
Myself.
Woo.
Can't you see? We're sorry!
Or are these gonna make him stand all day?
Until they yeah.
Doesn't look like anything to me.
Oh my God! Jeez!
That's fucking wild.
I can't believe she just did that. Who's alive? Is this our boy?
The man in black's not dying.
Hey, what's up, William? Is he Billy the Kid?
Now that I've seen that he admits that he's an asshole,
You like
best
him?
character. When he was being a self-righteous piece of shit, I was like, ugh.
So you need your hat. You need to complete the look.
Need to go find Lawrence.
There's no country for this old man.
I hate you.
What's the most you've ever lost on a coin?
I've never seen that.
Jesus, Bill. What the fuck is happening here? This place, let me tell you something. By the
Is he
time
gonna
my
kill
lord's-
him? Yeah, it's not him though.
Bro, this is real. This is extremely Red Dead build.
Yeah.
Activate Deadeye.
Come on, buddy. Where's your gun? He doesn't have a gun.
No, he's gonna beat him with a bucket. Take his gun.
Oh my God.
There you go.
Whoa!
There's just an old guy, an old naked guy on a horse that comes in.
I like the music in the background. This is symbolism.
It's like kind of funny how he's just so adept.
This is what he wanted.
It's true. He did ask for this, but he's like the rabbit chasing the hare. Now that he's got it, what is he gonna do?
Gun?
Or sorry, the dog chasing the hare.
Where's the hat? Hat. He looks so cool. He's smiling.
Yeah, he likes the game now. He's having fun again. Me when I start New Game Plus.
Literally New Game Plus. Oh, it's the cannibal. You made
Wyatt.
this man.
I think you've fed enough now, darling, don't you?
It's like the inmates are running the asylum.
I know you.
Don't be jealous. I killed myself getting this level of security clearance
A few times.
multiple times. I'm afraid it's in my code to prize my needs above all others. Pity. I wonder who made me that.
Oh.
There is a fire. There is a fire. As the whole building's up in flame.
Host may be revolting. Bear?
Tiny bear.
This shot, that shot
Your
is
map won't leave much
magnificent.
use, will it?
No offense, but you were wasted as a homesteader. I even saddled you with a kid or something yawn-inducingly domestic. Clearly that didn't take. I remember that you were severely You're looking for your old kid. Well, how can you even access
Are you going to help me or not?
How can you access that memory?
She's not real.
The feelings are real.
Not real. But what about me?
What is real?
I took these unreal fingers and used them to decorate the walls with your outsized personality. Would that be real? And fuck your directions.
She didn't kill him though.
You're going to take me to my daughter.
Ah.
She has use for him still.
A vehicle?
We're saved.
Yeah. Seems like a trap.
Gotta get us out of here.
Yeah.
Oh. Cultists. Oh my god. Why it's people?
That's her.
Go on then. Run. Please, let me go too.
Woohoo!
That outpost was the only one for miles.
No, it isn't.
You know of one?
Don't worry, I put in a backdoor access while no one was looking.
Jesus!
Big boy.
Buffalo.
One of her girls?
Sun's sure smiling down on you today. Dear girl, may you rest in a deep and dreamless slumber.
Huh.
That's their code.
Please don't move! Identify yourself!
Might some of them even be dressed as if they're human?
I guess they're like they can be made hyper accurate.
Oh my god. Sorry, Sizemore.
He totally tried to give her up, dude.
He did.
Yeah, she should fucking shoot him in the
She
head.
should.
It's not me you're after.
Oh.
I feel like he's like a rat that lives.
Nah, they both like fucking with each other.
You were going to out me.
No, I swear.
If you try something like that again, I will relieve you of your most precious organ and feed it to you.
Oh!
Though it won't make much of a meal.
Oh!
I love her.
I wrote that line for you.
And about leaving you to die.
I expect nothing less.
What kind of redstone?
What is this?
I can tell you what this isn't. This isn't me reading you in, Bernard.
How many goddamn different layers of this organization are there?
What is? Oh, it's
wild.
One without a body.
I want to eat your face, Bernard.
What the hell is that?
A drone house.
Communications embargo? Oh, the data.
Such a fucking package.
Huh.
Oh, it extracts the.
Are we logging records of guests' experiences and their DNA?
We're not having that conversation, Bernard.
What?
Are you lost?
Oh!
Is it bored?
Yeah.
Oh!
I feel like I just arrived.
How shall William?
Did he put himself in himself? Is this why he's here?
That's like insane.
You've made it to the central one of space, but now you're in my game.
Woo! Boards game.
This game, you have to make it back out. This game is meant to be.
Oh, because he saved the program. Oh, because he paid for the, because they weren't going to be in business, but then he paid for everything.
Right.
Guess I don't need you anymore, Robert.
Wow.
I wasn't able to find everything, but most of it is in here.
Oh, they're getting outfits to go back in.
High time you played around.
Are we gonna like him by the end?
I already like him.
Strip.
He's a rat.
Right now, in front of
Yes.
Dehumanize him.
Yeah, right? Like they do to all the hosts.
And he feels bashful because he sees them as people.
Yeah. Oh, the Garden of Eden.
Is this really what you want?
My name's not Dolores
Never gave us a
anymore.
choice before, Teddy. What makes you think they've given us one now?
Them, Dolores.
The things that walk among us. But one thing is constant. You, Teddy.
Does he finally get the girl?
Then let's go.
Someday.
Oh my God.
We don't have to claim this world.
There's a greater world out there. One that belongs to them. We'll need to take that one from them as well.
Whew.
How do you know how to stop them?
I know how this story ends.
How?
With us, Teddy.
Okay.
Adam and Eve.
All hosts have a subconscious link to the closest hosts around them. It lets them pass basic information to one another like ants in a colony.
Oh.
Who are we looking for?
A decommissioned host. Peter
Abernathy.
Abernathy.
Is he gonna like link it
He's shaking
himself?
so bad, dude.
I mean, regardless of what we know, it's a dramatic event. Critical corruption.
Oh.
Time remaining before terminal malfunction, 0.72 hours.
Oh, fluid was coming out of his ears. Yeah, maybe.
Oh yeah.
Let me just borrow some of this. You don't
It's
need
like the transfusion.
I don't know if I could ever do this. Holy.
Well, he doesn't feel the pain
Why wouldn't he?
because there's no point in them feeling pain. This is my assumption that they don't.
Is something wrong, Bernard?
Location query complete.
I got him.
Are they looking for Abernathy? Or are they just clearing?
Well, no. Wouldn't the extraction team not be here until the Abernathy was delivered?
You're right. Unless they just showed up to check for the executives, right?
Why?
Is it gonna land on Bernard?
Sir Hopkins, we need you to come back for this one.
Maggots.
Ew.
Those things are sick. Can we use the channel money to buy one?
There's no tiger.
Tiger?
Montana.
Got Bengals in Park 6.
Park 6?
All the hosts are clustered together.
Wise Camp?
What are they up to? A fucking sea.
What?
I think we found the hosts.
Are they dead in the water?
Oh my.
I killed them.
The reflection.
Damn. Bible W.
I have no idea where we're going with this right now.
Dude, what just happened?
That was crazy. First episode
God, I love Westworld.
started so interesting. We learned that there's been 2 weeks since the event happened. That's the response time. It probably took 2 weeks for somebody to recognize that there was something going wrong.
So
No.
it's been when Bernard woke up, it had been 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But we know now that this show sometimes does past timelines.
Yeah.
So we don't know if Maeve is in the past or if she's in the present. I think she might be in the present.
Maeve's got to be in the present.
No, I think
we don't know what happened to Charlotte and Bernard that led them to their current position, but we haven't seen Charlotte yet, and Bernard was like knocked out of the beach. So
makes sense. I think Maeve is currently in the right after coming off the boat, the train moment. Like her and Sizemore are running parallel to like the Bernard and Bernard story with I forgot the female Charlotte. Yeah, Bernard and Charlotte are running parallel to Maeve and Sizemore.
Yes,
and then obviously the
Maeve and
Bernard story is the
Sizemore
future.
aren't overlapping at all storyline wise.
No, what do you mean?
Like there's no real overlap between the timeline of Maeve's thing and like Bernard Ford.
So Bernard Ford, so him with Charlotte. We know this. Bernard with Charlotte is right after the massacre.
Right.
Yeah. It's been right after the massacre. So they're going their own direction because they went straight from the barn, etc. And they let that one guy go. That was so weird. And then we know, like Mikey said, when Maeve got off the train, I think that when he says running parallel, like they're both in the past because Maeve got off the train and then went right to like Sizemore, and the host just started malfunctioning. So it's not been the 2 weeks. So I believe that they're on the same time.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
and then Bernard.
I thought you were like no.
No, I'm just saying like the besides Sizemore's story getting canceled for Fours, there's no actual like lineup.
No, yeah,
that we've been given.
There's actually 3. I said Adam and Eve for Dolores and Teddy, but there's actually 3 stories which are like man and woman, like
That's good, right?
So
them. It's like cool. I'm just noticing the parallels, like Charlotte, Bernard, Dolores, Teddy, and Lee and Maeve.
I wonder if the ending with the water is relevant to what Arnold was telling Dolores in the beginning about how he wants to, he had a dream about with a boat and stuff like that.
The water parallels.
Yeah,
exactly. And then what, that kind of made me think of almost like a Noah's Ark parallel, where he wants to take them all on the boat because of a storm coming, and the storm.
You mentioned the Bible, and he's just like, I know that one.
So I mean, this interesting.
A lot of biblical references.
Start from the beginning of this episode.
I just want to know how Bernard got to the beach, and hats off to.
We're gonna find out.
I always forget the name of his actor, but hats off, because I would not have wanted that sand on my face.
Oh, I know, he's playing it well. And it was interesting because we see the what is almost probably spinal fluid coming out of his ear.
Yeah,
or the brainal, whatever, so cerebral spinal fluid. What should mimic that is coming out, and that gives us a little bit of a notion that he's going to have some sort of issue eventually. Didn't realize it was that bad.
He's got damage to that sector.
Yeah, exactly. But I didn't think it was going to be relevant. I thought it was just representing the trauma. I didn't know how fast it was going to come back.
Unlocked his full consciousness.
You know what's actually in
the
galaxy brain.
Him having lost visual or motor function, or being dizzy and off balance. That would actually align, I'm pretty sure, with real world.
If you're losing
ear trauma, because it was coming out of his ear.
Yeah.
If you were bleeding out of your ears help you keep balance.
Ear damage.
Yeah, inner ears help you keep balance, so you can walk
he was
around.
gonna die in 45 minutes, and then he survived for 2 weeks. So I want some of that fluid, the magic healing fluid.
Well, obviously, he survived.
Yeah, everything's interchangeable in terms of their. I have a feeling that if he needed a new kidney, he could just take one out of another one. Yeah.
Well, that's what they did. They obviously don't have. Either they do have blood types, and the Man in Black is aware, or they don't, and Lawrence was just able to put his blood.
I feel for production reasons, easy.
Yeah.
Speaking of productions, we found out in this that I asked this during the episode because you see the boats coming from almost like landing craft. They're on an island, so it looks like the Delos board or whoever owns Westworld bought an island to build all these things on, and it's in the Chinese Sea, because the Chinese government owns part of it, and that's why the Chinese, military was there mad about it. And then the executive was like, "We bought all the rights here, fuck off," to the Chinese government, which was crazy to see. Makes sense though, because some of the members of the board probably are Chinese, considering the.
They had a conversation
because there was a Chinese conversation between Charlotte and them.
Teresa, I believe.
Oh, Teresa and them, or that person potentially is working for the Chinese government, trying to smuggle out this information to sell it to the Chinese government for billions.
Yeah, that's what.
So that they can make a Chinese Westworld, They always try to do that stuff.
They see the samurai, and they're like, "You guys have Japanese Westworld, but you don't have Chinese Westworld."
Well, there was a tiger though. So tigers are technically Chinese.
Tigers are
it's a Bengali tiger, which is not in China.
Sunderbands.
Wyatt's back.
Do you remember? Yes, Wyatt's back.
He's like, I've been wrong about geography. Moving on.
Do you guys remember in the last episode of season 1? I feel like they showed us, because it just seemed like Ford was like, "I want to keep you guys in the park," and it seemed like it was setting up Arnold as the one who was trying to liberate them. But I think it might actually be kind of reversed, because Ford, I feel like in the last 10 minutes of the finale of season 1, it seemed like he was telling Bernard, "I've wanted to prepare you. Keep in mind who the real enemies are." I feel like he kind of wants to set them free, but in a different way than Arnold wanted to, where...
Well, I think he only wants to do that because the Delos board is trying to fire him and kick him out, and he's he's kind of breaking all his toys. This is his revenge story.
But I feel like he's been on this arc because
makes sense. But I feel like the reason why he's on this arc is because he knew he was going to get fired and replaced, because all the hosts are his and controlled, and the executives have sex with the hosts and they talk about stuff in front of them, so he kind of learns it from them. That's the main reason I think that. Speaking of Ford though, and his programming, I like this that he programmed this whole thing as a game for William.
Yeah.
Because Arnold's game was the maze for the hosts, and that brings you to the direct center of Westworld, and then basically the fringe, the outskirts, the hard spot to be, and then Ford comes in and says, "You're really far in here by yourself, really, 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 really deep in here. Nobody can help you. Your game is to get out." So his maze is escaping.
Yeah, to the center of the maze, now escape the maze.
Yeah, which is crazy. Is this all Ford's narrative going on right now, like, or is it somebody else's narrative? Like, because we know Dolores is having her thing from Ford, but is Maeve's narrative from Ford, or is it from somebody else? Like, is Sizemore actually useful? Is there another person out there doing things? Is it Arnold?
I think
real convenient. Sizemore wasn't at the meeting; was just hanging out in headquarters.
I think that the narrative is. I feel like it's Ford's narrative because Ford said he was working on this new narrative. They like set it up so much. And he talked about Wyatt. He said that the central villain in that story was Wyatt, and he gave Teddy the memory of the Civil War, or sorry, not the Civil War, but the Union, him doing the slaughter in the town. But you know what's really interesting? If he didn't really give him that memory. He just Ford just repainted it because we saw that it was actually them slaughtering the hosts. But he repainted that memory, so you don't have to just give them new memories. You can insert blank ones like the blank ones we saw. Yeah, and then Photoshop it over, basically, if you're a good enough programmer.
Exactly. Well, basically what happened, that's what happened with Dolores. Dolores wasn't killing Ford. She wasn't killing Arnold. She was killing the enemies in her mind. Then they said that basically what happened was the hosts are coded to think humans are hosts, and that allows them to bypass the whole you can't kill other things, which leads us to the whole future with robots. What if robots just code themselves to think humans are robots and they just kill us? You know, fucking crazy, man. I want to say, speaking of fucking crazy, the best line in this episode was when Dolores was hanging the three people, and they're like, please, no. And she's like, doesn't look like anything to me. They just walked away. I love that. That's like the greatest line.
No, best line was Maeve and Sizemore.
What, where she said,
I'll cut it off and feed it to you.
I'll cut off your organ.
It's not much of a meal.
It wouldn't be much of a meal. And then he goes,
I wrote that.
That was like maybe it could be recency bias from because I
no, but that's like
that was maybe the best joke.
That was a real moment.
Yeah, that was like that felt very candid interaction between the host and like a human who tried to portray
Dolores as Wyatt or whatever. Like that was cold blooded and everything. Yeah, but like. That was a real joke.
I always want to find
Sizemore because Sizemore, I feel like, as a contrast to Maeve and Hector, is also. I feel like the point in keeping him alive for the moment is kind of to show like cowardly and shitty human behavior, and Maeve is the one taking responsibility for her actions. But humans are usually the first ones to like shirk it, and push it away.
It's fair. One thing they glossed over briefly with just one sentence was that this entire time the Delos board has been collecting guest DNA and guest experiences. Obviously, they're going to use the guest DNA to create host guests. And obviously, they're using the experiences to recreate these people as close to how they actually are in terms of like, you know, their base desires and how they act in general. So what these two things let them do is create somebody who not only looks like, but acts like somebody else. And remember how expensive Westworld is? Who do you think comes to Westworld?
Fake it.
The rich and powerful.
So you take the rich and powerful and you slowly replace them one by one.
Make them clones of them.
Yeah, which allows you to replace the government as well as other people. That's crazy. Other than that, though, the other thing I want to bring up is how did that one guy survive?
What guy?
You gotta be a lot more
security guard.
I don't. Security head. The last time we saw in season 1, I believe it was either episode 8 or 9. He got tackled by the natives.
Is he?
It was the Ghost Tribe, so maybe he's a host, and that would. But I don't know because his. I mean, I guess that they programmed them well, but we haven't seen him not notice anything like we did with Bernard. Yeah, we haven't seen him not notice anything, but he did something that, you know, when you said that, he said something after Teresa died. Something along the lines of it's his job to like know what's going on around the facility to Bernard. That could be his duty.
Do you think that relates to the further what they just brought up in this episode, how the hosts communicate subconsciously to each other?
It could.
And maybe that's why it's his job to know everything that's going on in the park, and the best way to do that is to have him be a host, and so he can communicate subconsciously with the other hosts and know if they're going to act out.
Do you think?
Wow.
Do you think little Robert is
who?
Little Robert.
Who's that?
Ford is the kid. Do you think he's dead? Because I feel like he got shot. Like it seemed like his mouth flew off.
Yeah, I think he's dead.
Well, you gotta remember, he's not like resin robot. He's like a robot. Yeah. So like, gotta put plates on him.
True. All right. I don't have anything else to add. I'm really excited to keep going.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see what happens. Can't wait to see what plots
Great
are in
way to
motion.
start off the season.
Absolutely. It wasn't as great as last season because, I mean, last season was a banger for the first episode. I think last season might have been my favorite first episode of any series I've watched. But, I mean, the first season was considered, like, the greatest, one of the greatest seasons of TV, so it makes sense. Now, let's see if it keeps continuing on this high note. But thank you for joining us. I'm Mikey.
I'm Beef.
And I'm Mike.
And this was Westworld Season 2, Episode 1 reaction. If you did enjoy it, check out Patreon for full length and other things, as well as you could support us if you'd like to. Say hi in the comments if you're new here. Let us know if you're watching this for the first time, how you felt when you watched it for the first time. Otherwise, we will see you next time. Bye.
Take care.
Toodaloo.